One of the really important aspects of us being instructors, teachers, and mentors for our students is to make sure that we adhere to the guidelines of the Disability Resource Center. So some students, quite a few students actually, do have all sorts of different barriers to their education, and our job is to remove the barriers so that they can get the training, education, and knowledge as much as they can, despite their barriers to education, despite their disabilities. Some disabilities obviously are very obvious, and some disabilities you would never know unless you get a DRC accommodation letters. Many of you probably already have been receiving DRC accommodation letters, and they contain all sorts of different information. One of the most common ones is to have extended time, which is easy to adjust. But some of the other ones are like frequent breaks, other extensions to deadlines, eating and drinking during time, having notepads, all sorts of things, including service animals, obviously. So we want to make sure that we really accommodate the students as much as we can. The DRC accommodations are actually written largely for classroom lecture courses. So sometimes when you get an accommodation, it really does not apply to you at all. So like eating and drinking during class cannot happen in the microbiology lab, obviously. So one of the key aspects to make sure that your students feel the best and be successful as possible in your class is, if there's an accommodation that cannot be easily accommodated, just to reach out. Send them an email and say, hey, how can I best help you to be successful in the microbiology lab? Right? So that's up to you depending on the accommodation, and they're all very, very, very different. There's many different ways of how you as an instructor can help the students to be successful in the lab. And if you look at the Disability Resource Center, they have a whole website, and they usually send out an information email about what the student needs. And again, they can range from having extended time for quizzes to having bathroom breaks to having food breaks or all sorts of other things. But if you go into Canvas, there's an easy way to accommodate the students, especially for the extended time. So I'm going to show you quickly how do you go to instructor tools, and then you go to quiz extensions. This new button here, this is a new feature here from Instructor, the Disability Resource Center accommodations, that they get straight added to your Canvas shell. But for me right now, it's not working. So I hope they're getting a fix soon. But unless this is working, and this will automatically be updated, you go to quiz extensions. What you can do now, so your students will populate. And I don't have any extensions for any of these. I'm just using it as an example. So you're getting the letter of extension where the students is requesting, X amount of time for their quizzes or exams, like 1.5 or 2 times. So you click on the student who requested it, and this is just an example. And then you say submit, and you can click multiple students at the same time, but be aware that some students have different time extensions. Some have 1.5 times, some have 2 times or more. Okay, so you click, and then you can here choose. This student has 1.5 times, double, triple time, whatever, or something else. And then you say submit, and this tool will update every single quiz in your class for the student for the semester. So if you go to this one tool, the quiz extension tool, you only have to add the time change one single time, and the students will be accommodated for the rest of the semester. So this should be a very useful tool. Saves you a lot of time rather than going into each quiz and add the student for extra time. Again, DRC accommodations are really important. We want to make sure all barriers are removed for our students to have the best learning experience possibly in the microbiology labs.